really are. But first, the real message we can take from this week's primary in South Carolina is that Congressman Ron Paul is playing a bigger game than his rivals suspect, or at least care to acknowledge. The race is in chaos. At this point, Santorum won Iowa, Romney won New Hampshire, Gingrich won South Carolina, and is poised to finish well in Florida. But he's not even on the ballot in his home state of Virginia, and that carries nearly as many delegates as Florida does this year. What does all this mean for voters who support the only game changer in the race? It means this primary campaign will be a protracted one that may not be decided until the spring. It means that states like Minnesota and Nevada and other states that have deep caucuses suddenly matter, states where Congressman Ron Paul is already very popular. It means that without a clear frontrunner this early in the race, there is still room for a big surprise. And it seems that Congressman Paul, no stranger to drawn-out campaigns, has been banking on this not just for this year, but for his entire career. A campaign where the electorate is so fed up with the establishment, with the establishment's candidate, that it, in effect, refuses to back any candidate for long, leaving the one game changer with the consistent, long-standing dedication to sound money and constitutional principles as the last candidate standing. Will Congressman Paul's strategy work? Who better to ask than veteran political strategist and chair of South Carolina's Democratic Party, Dick Harpootlian. Dick, it's a pleasure. Welcome back to Freedom Watch. What a week. What a week you just had. Did it end the way you thought it would?
Well, you know, I sensed after the last Monday's debate a week ago that Romney just couldn't handle the pressure. Gingrich gave great answers. And then there was this momentum that sort of built during the week. And with Romney's flubbing the tax question and other questions on Thursday night, and Newt coming on so strong with that first question from John King, I felt like Newt was going to win. But who would have ever anticipated a double-digit win? This was a landslide here. The voters, there are 46 counties in South Carolina. Right. All but three voted for Newt, which is a huge rejection of what you just said, the establishment candidate, Mitt Romney, who has been running from his past and his career. He's a Wall Street guy, made a lot of money, and Newt just whammed him on it.
All right.
So it's fascinating to me.
You are arguably part of the establishment yourself, and I don't mean that in a negative way. The establishment in South Carolina. You're a prominent trial lawyer. I know that from my prior life, and you're the chair of the Democratic Party, which is one of the reasons why I think we like having you on, and you're a good person to analyze Republican issues. What do you think the Republican establishment will do if Newt rises and Mitt falls? Will they tolerate a maverick like Newt Gingrich at the head of their ticket, or will they try to do something before Republicans go to their convention in Florida?
Well, I've heard several. I talked to a couple of Republican operatives today. One of them suggested a scenario where there'd be favorite son candidates. That is, for the sake of argument, a Mitch Daniels or a Chris Christie in their states put their name on the ballot, and in those states, apparently they can still do that. They get the delegates, and they take them to the convention, and there'd be a brokered convention for a third person. Now, the problem with that is no one would have anywhere close to 50%, and you talked about Ron Paul a moment ago. He's going to have 15 to 20% of the delegates going in to that convention. Nobody with a majority. And so I think Ron Paul's in the driver's seat. I think he can call and direct the party at the September convention in Miami.
If Ron Paul continues to get about 20 to 25% of the delegates in each of these races and caucuses in the next 3 or 4 months, might he actually be able to dictate or at least influence the ticket?
Oh, no question about it. I mean, one scenario I heard this morning was that the price for his delegates would be his son as vice president. What better way to monitor and to make sure that their presidential candidate, if he becomes president, doesn't stray from the principles that Ron Paul's been promoting if his vice president is somebody that he trusts 150%, his son.
Got it. Dick Harpootlian, always a pleasure. We'll have you back again. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Newt Gingrich certainly